Derek Moneyberg might officially be the world's most hated black belt. He's being exposed in Reddit threads, Instagram posts, and long-form YouTube essays. According to Derek's own personal website, he's made over $30 million in the stock market. His wealth coaching is reported to cost tens of thousands of dollars, and he earned a black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu in only 3.5 years. However, federal court documents tell a very different story about the man named Dale Buczkowski. The real investigation started when YouTuber Spencer Cornelia started asking questions about Derek's claims, leading to a defamation lawsuit that would expose far more than Derek had intended. Everything I'm about to tell you is based on public court records, federal court testimony, government documents, and verifiable public statements. What makes Derek Moneyberg's story so fascinating isn't that he failed, it's that he succeeded for so long using the same formula over and over again. You see, Derek Moneyberg wasn't always Derek Moneyberg, born Dale Buczkowski, both a high school dropout and alleged alumnus of University of Chicago Booth School of Business, which he frequently notes was ranked as the #1 business school in the world during his attendance.
I mean, it's alright.
In fact, multiple online biographies about Derek Moneyberg contain these exact same words and phrasing. This pattern of emphasizing prestigious affiliations would appear consistently throughout his various business ventures. However, while building these impressive credentials, Dale was also building a criminal record. In 2006, arrested for obstructing an officer. Then later, in 2006 and 2008, a warrant was issued for failure to appear in court. In 2014, he was arrested for domestic violence and battery. But most serious of all was in 2012, a federal civil forfeiture case involving family properties and drug-related materials. Though Dale was never charged or convicted, his mail-in documents were found on the premises. By age 42, Dale Buczkowski had both academic achievements and documented legal history on public record. However, the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu world traditionally values substance over prestige and has zero tolerance for impressive sounding credentials without the skills to back them up. Dale was about to enter a community with very different values, but not before he'd attempt his most controversial credential claim yet. Dale's first major identity purchase revealed his entire playbook. RSC Derek was a pickup artist instructor.
He taught boot camps where multiple people would pay him around $2,000 to go out to the nightclub where the students hoped to learn how to pick up women from his teachings.
Okay, we gotta be accurate here. Real Social Dynamics had a documented history of teaching manipulation techniques disguised as dating advice, with instructors internationally banned for promoting what governments called sexual harassment and sexual assault.
Instructing people to grab women by the throat or push their head towards a crotch.
What?
But Derek's claimed masterpiece came in 2019. $20,000 mastermind initiation fees and $5,000 annual renewals.
When you're watching this video, I just want you to ask yourself if this is a guy you can trust to give your money to.
How do you convince people you're worth that kind of money with such a questionable track record? According to multiple client reports and online reviews, Derek had developed multiple specific tactics.
I made the dumb mistake of paying $5,000 a year ago for stock markets mastery, and he did kick people out for failing to provide a review among other high-pressure tactics.
This allegedly created a library of glowing reviews from people who'd barely started working with him. But testimonials weren't Derek's only credibility strategy. Derek appeared everywhere. Podcast appearances, interviews, and even in a Playboy magazine.
Are you serious?
He was always positioning himself as the successful $35 million entrepreneur. However, federal court testimony revealed the devastating truth.
In his videos, he likes to make it seem like he's been featured in all of these huge media publications. All of that is paid for. We even asked him in depositions which publications were paid for and which were not, and he claimed to not remember.
You serious?
But the system was working for him. That was until the YouTuber Spencer Cornelia decided to investigate some of Derek's claims.
I have been contacted by numerous people telling me they were defrauded by a popular influencer. Not surprisingly, it's regarding a wealth coach named Derek Moneyberg.
Derek's response revealed everything about his approach. Instead of backing up his claims with evidence, he filed a defamation lawsuit.
Derek Moneyberg sued me, which allowed me to have a period called discovery where I found many of Derek's secrets, which I will be uncovering today.
And Derek's sworn testimony contradicted his public claims more than any YouTuber ever could.
The judge ruled in our favor on all 4 claims: the Lanham Act, which is unfair competition, defamation, business disparagement, and emotional distress. He said he suffered from overeating because of my videos on him.
I like to be ideally 7-8% body fat, 7 point something is good.
Okay.
The lawsuit, meant to protect his reputation, instead created a permanent public record contradicting his stated credentials. But Derek wasn't finished building identities, and at the age of 42, with his business reputation under scrutiny, he walked into a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu gym.
My first day of jiu-jitsu training with him, ever was with him, on November 22nd. The last day that my Adam's apple felt normal again.
Daddy, chill.
entering a world that operates under completely different rules than any other world he's been in before. BJJ is built around the brutal honesty that your skills are tested on the mat every day. And because of that, there's no hiding behind marketing or testimonials. When someone's trying to submit you, you either know the defense or you tap out. This trial by fire authenticity is inherently what makes jiu-jitsu such a strong community and inherently why they value authenticity. But that's the exact opposite of Derek's documented approach to credential building.
He forces his paid customers to provide a testimonial in order to continue in a $5,000 course they already paid for.
Derek has claimed elite training and paid top dollar for world-class instruction. And in July 2025, he received his black belt after only 3.5 years of training.
How long does it take you to get to a black belt?
Like 10 years is realistic.
But the BJJ community's response was immediate and unanimous. It was the hottest thing on Reddit. People were posting clips of him rolling on Instagram, and there was tons of harassment in the comments.
That's exactly why BJJ is in the strip mall karate stage.
There were entire podcast episodes and segments dedicated to questioning the promotion.
Honestly, the Moneyberg thing, can you help me explain it? Because it feels like people go on the podcast just to listen to him talk, and they just look absent in life.
But this wasn't just about one person's belt ranking. Derek had fundamentally violated something that the community found sacred.
But dude, you're a con artist. Like 3 years to get your black belt. You pay these ex-champions to sit there and you like peddle your like discipline and this and that. You bought a black belt, and the fact that you can even hold that up and say, I got this in 3 years is embarrassing.
But Derek's response to all this criticism showed he learned nothing from his public relations issues. He said, I'm actually going to stop funding any BJJ people after this. I've never met a group of people so bifurcated. Guys, I don't know what the F that means.
Buczkowski.
The general public in this sport is extraordinarily low functioning, ouch, and it's hopeless for them to comprehend what I actually did.
We do not care.
Well, to me, this threat to stop funding shows that he still believes respect can be purchased. The community, it was and still is actively celebrating his departure. But the story gets even more interesting when you look at who initially endorsed him in the first place. UFC veterans and even world champions like Jake Shields, Glover Teixeira, and Mikey Musumeci. They all publicly defended his skill and validated his rankings. In July of 2025, after only 3.5 years of training, Jake Shields was the one who gave Derek his black belt.
Jake said to me, Jake Shields, after he gave me that black belt.
However, the BJJ community has never been a stranger to quick influxes of money and celebrity, with practitioners such as Tom Hardy, Mario Lopez, and even Mark Zuckerberg, such athletes who have been accepted by the community due to their willingness to compete in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu tournaments. Despite all this, Derek's world champion pedigree actively defends him and his authenticity in the sport.
Let's get beat these guys up because I know how good you are, but then I realize it's just a waste of time.
It's the biggest piece of dog shit.
With Mikey Musumeci being one of his greatest supporters.
I do private lessons, and I like to make money. Now,
Mikey Musumeci's nickname is Darth Rigatoni, and the Star Wars comparisons run deeper than anyone could have expected. You see, like Anakin Skywalker, Mikey was seen as a prodigy with genuinely good intentions. He's built a reputation trying to purge the community of steroid use.
99% of jiu-jitsu is on steroids, so at least let them get off steroids a little bit, like a few months. They probably need a year, 6 months to adjust, and then maybe they could adjust with Darwinism. And I never cheated or took a shortcut, so I have a stronger mind than all those people.
But somewhere along the way, the Jedi Master chose the dark side.
What are we going to do?
Mikey doubled down on his defense of Derek Moneyberg in an Instagram story, calling Derek a genius, making the argument that Derek's world champion lineage has what led such fast growth in the sport, even going so far as to say that Derek knows more jiu-jitsu than the majority of black belts.
So that was a f***ing lie.
Most of the BJJ community has transitioned from hating on Derek Moneyberg to criticizing the athletes that endorse him in the first place, with some comments claiming that Mikey has had historic oral loss. In my opinion, these athletes face what I would call a Spider-Man moment. You know, with great power comes great responsibility. They have the platform, they have credibility, and they have the influence to uphold community standards. And instead, they used all those things to validate McDojo behavior.